Yay!
Yay!
Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, the Gist Tweet, y'all. So today I have two wonderful guests with me, and our topic for today is domestic violence, domestic abuse. So I have this wonderful guest today to give us their take on domestic violence, and to my right I have Princess Bosse. Can you say hi?
Hello.
And to my left, I have Mr. T for Thomas. Can you please say hi?
Hello.
Hi. So at this point, I'm just gonna, hand it over to them. Let them tell us their take on domestic violence. So I'm gonna start with Princess Bosse. In a quick summary, just to start with, can you please tell us your understanding of domestic violence?
Okay, to me, thank you, Yomi, for inviting me. And I'm here to talk about domestic violence. My understanding of domestic violence is any ill treatment you receive that has to do with home. It can be mental, physical, financial, emotional. So it depends on which of these areas we're talking about. And it's from a man to woman. So as a woman, I'm going to talk more about the women aspect, while T will talk about the men.
Thank you so much.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's very fair. And Mr. T, could you please tell us what is your definition of
My definition is similar to hers. Maybe I'll expand a little bit more. So to me, domestic violence is any aggression or violence that is the way that you resolve a problem instead of through critical thinking, logic, and rationalization. So when you resort to violence or aggression for any resolution, that is domestic violence to me.
Yeah. So very well explained by both of my guests tonight. So we're just gonna keep continuing. And Princess, so do you have anything? I know you do. I shouldn't even ask you. Could you please tell the audience what you think and how you feel about domestic violence?
To me, it's a no-no. It shouldn't be tolerated. Every woman out there, when you go through any of these listed kind or types of violence we mentioned in homes, reach out, talk to someone. No matter how shameful you might think it is, reach out to someone and let them know. Because closed mouth is closed destiny. That's what my pastor says.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like I would say, you could hide being abused. You cannot hide being dead.
It's true.
Once you're dead, that's it.
I agree.
So, Mr. T, can you please give us your take on domestic violence?
Well, my take is that my mother used to say charity begins at home,
That's right.
and that's I think where it all starts. And you'll hear from my story later that that's where
Really quickly before you continue, are we having a special story on him?
Okay.
So this is like the surface is giving us right now. So we'll be going in details on the story of his life. So right now, just giving us some very.
But that's my take, that it begins from your home. It's not something that you learn from strangers or from friends. It's something that usually starts from your family, and through the no intervention or correction, then escalates, and you end up spreading it to your children, and then your children spread it and do it. Yes.
Because the children, they see you.
That's true.
I believe any house, in any home, either the man or the woman being abused, the children are watching.
Yes.
They think it's the norm.
Yes.
They think it's okay to abuse a man or to abuse a woman. So they're going to grow up with that notion of it's cool, it's normal to raise their hand on their spouses. That is the thing that concerns me, that worries me the most. So, Princess, do you have any story you can tell of an experience, maybe through someone talking to you about being abused or something? There are a lot of people out there that are really hiding. They think it's a taboo to speak up about being abused.
I have this story. It's personal to me because the person that was affected was a friend of mine. And she feel, because she grew up, like you said, from an abused home, so she felt it's the norm. So when her husband was abusing her, she thought it was normal. And she didn't want to talk about it until, you know, if she's going through that and I call her up to say, okay, I'm visiting, she'll tell you, oh no, I'm not home. And then because of the nature of my job, one day I was canceled and I decided to show up unexpectedly. As I was pulling over in the driveway, I was hearing this loud screaming. And then I thought it was from the next house. So lo and behold, I walked closer and the voice was now real to me. And I knew this was my friend. When I was knocking, because she knew or she saw me through the window, even in her pains, she was still trying to hide,
To fake it.
you know, hide what she was going through.
Yeah.
She didn't want to open the door.
Yeah.
And then, because domestic violence is a no-no for me, I knew what she was going through.
Yeah.
So I told her, if you don't open this door, I'm going to bang it open. And then she opened, and when I saw her, the sight I saw, now that I'm talking about it, is like I'm seeing that same face right now. She was all bloody.
Oh man.
You know, but because I was a woman, if I had the strength of a man, I was ready to
beat the
jump on the man.
Yeah.
But then I respected my friend because it's her husband we're talking about.
Yeah.
So, but I asked her, do you want me to call the cops? And she said, no, please, I don't want the world to know what is going on in my house.
Right.
But this is what most people go through.
They hide it.
They hide it. The one I described before was physical abuse. This one I'm going to talk about now is mental abuse, in the sense that a man can make you feel you are nothing. That when you go out there, you have this complex.
Yeah.
And even in the midst of your friends, you'll be feeling like you don't belong there because of how the man has made, you know, what he has been telling you. A man can tell you, oh, you're worthless, if not me. Who do you think you are?
Yep.
You know?
Verbal
and,
abuse, mental abuse.
You know, and this person is another friend of mine. She's Hispanic, but she's big. And she calls herself big. But I'm still bigger than her. Man, I feel good about it. Because I love myself the way I am.
Self-love.
So, but for her, she's smaller than I am, but she feels she's big because that's what the husband always tell her. And the man call her ugly, call her fat, but she's beautiful. And now, if you tell her she's beautiful, she
doesn't
she'll
believe
ask you, are you sure? Really? You know, she does not believe any compliment you give her.
Yeah.
She thinks that you're just
because
you're just
the man has
yeah.
reduced her to that stage.
Yeah.
And that is an abuse.
Yeah.
You can call that emotional abuse because she's not happy.
Emotional, mental, because in your mental stage you feel like you're like nothing.
Because he has messed her brain on.
It's almost permanent.
Yeah. So that's another part. Let me not say
children are not excluded too, though. This is,
of course.
That's
some parents.
Please, let's talk on that.
Yeah. Some parents. So we're just talking about men. That's why I said this. It's any.
It can be a man or woman.
Sometimes the mother will abuse the children like that. They'll maybe the child is not performing
Good in school.
They'll abuse them. They'll, say some things.
Make them feel worthless.
Make them feel worthless, right? And they'll start to believe it, Same, the father can even be worse, right?
Yeah.
Where the father will say. So I think that I like what you were talking about as far as it highlights,
Thank you.
how people, what somebody says, how it can get so embedded in the person abused their mind that they actually start to believe it's true. And it made me think that, also kids, they get abused as well. Domestic abuse can happen to children. Yeah. And, sometimes, as a matter of fact, sometimes it's the parents, right? So maybe the man is abusing the woman and he abused the children. Or the man abused the woman abused the children.
Taking it out on the children.
Taking it out on the children. Either way, though, it's bad, especially for kids. So it's not just adults that's affected. This is anyone, and I know that, it can be bad because, children shouldn't.
But how do you, how can we manage it?
It's important that we recognize that abuse is not just between lovers. It's also children. It can be even other family members and friends. It can be even friends, especially even friends, because let's say I'm your friend and we're not in a romantic relationship, but I'm having trouble in my personal life, and then I decide to start, taking it out on our friendship, and start, what's wrong, just saying anything, talking to you anyhow. If I'm not so close to you, it won't mean that much. But if I'm close to you, I know exactly what to say because I know all of your secrets. You know all of mine. So that's the problem with domestic abuse. Is that
like what you just said. I have a friend. With down there in Africa, and we are good friends. I discovered that when we talk once in a while on the phone, and when he's happy, he flows so good. But when he's not happy, it's like transferred aggression to me. Even though I don't know what the issue is. But because, I would say because of the nature of my job, I'm sensitive to people's emotions. So I ask questions, and until I get the answer
to the bottom of it.
I won't stop. So, and then now I'm like, fondly call me professor, because until he gave me the answer I need,
you never stop.
You're gonna keep on, and that's good. You know what?
And then, that was how I knew he too was going through.
And he's a man, right?
Man.
See?
I like that you do that, and I think that's a very relevant way and a realistic way to deal with this sort of problem. Situation. Because if when you were saying about when you were asking your friend, the one who you opened the door, and you asked her, "What do you want me to do?" A lot of us don't know what to do. I know if I'm in that situation, personally, it's not easy to do. It's easy to say when you're not there, right? But when you're going through it.
I watched one program yesterday. It was this pastor from Nigeria that actually was telling his members that if somebody beat up your sister, or if you know that a lady or a woman is going through that, so report to me. That was what he said. He said, if we know, and you're a member of this church, if you know you are abusing your wife,
Yeah.
we will beat you.
Yeah.
So it has gone beyond, and then he went beyond that, took a step further by saying he will first of all go to the police station and report
Yeah.
that this man did this, and we've noticed as the pastor of the church that he attends that he's doing this.
Yeah.
So we are reporting this for you to know. But
To be on record.
Yeah, but we'll handle it. We are going to put you in the room, and some brothers will
So
take
they're gonna be
care.
the one?
Will take care of him.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know, me personally,
So
I don't know. But you guys, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that? I mean, because I think the whole world would kind of be divided on that, right?
Yeah.
You have a guy that's beating up on a woman,
and then you beat him.
and then you beat him up. Does that solve the problem?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And then, okay, what if it's the other way around? If it's a woman, nobody's gonna beat up a woman.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
See,
Right.
that is why every situation have a definite response. It's just like you being a musician and you're playing hip hop. I'm not gonna come there and dance Fuji dance, the one we dance in Nigeria. So you take every situation according to how it comes.
yeah.
So
That brings me to, because it's like generally, right?
Right.
We ought, when we say domestic abuse, domestic violence, the first thing that comes to people's minds, 90% of the time, is the woman being abused by the man.
Right.
We have men that are being abused by the woman.
oh yeah.
Yes.
We have men.
Yeah.
But I know I have a friend that is being abused by the female in his house.
That
So
probably
what
isn't
is
it.
your take on that? You as a man, what is your take on that?
I think that I'm glad you brought that up. I don't think it would be as easy to identify in that case because of the stereotypes, right?
That's a
The
stereotype with women.
expectation, it's always the man on the woman.
On the woman, yes.
Right. So it's almost like women that woman that forces a man to have sex with her. That's you right?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yo.
You
So
almost-
if
you
it's
almost-
a woman, she's being raped.
If it's a woman,
if it's a man, what is it?
What is it?
Yeah.
Right. What is it?
So what is
And so
Okay, so we can see you very well.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So I think that it's an interesting
It is
situation.
because I hear people all we hear is a woman being abused.
Right. That's the
have
first
men.
thing, they call that a stereotype, right?
It is stereotype.
Because you go to the first most popular image of whatever subject it is.
Yeah.
And you forget about all the other possibilities.
The society tends to forget that a man can be abused as well. So I'm asking you, Mr. T, if a man is being abused, what should the man say? What are the signs that a man is being abused? And what should this abused man do or say to save his life?
I'm pretty sure, and I can't speak.
If you put yourself like in the-
if I put myself, I think if I were being abused by a woman as a man, I would be way. You want to talk about being ashamed, because I have to deal with all the other men that would look at me
Spite you.
as not a man.
So if I may stop
So
you
I
right
would
there.
never mention it. I would rather die
You
than
see?
mention that.
That is exactly why I brought this up.
I think that even if it was mentioned, I would totally
You
deny
deny
it.
it. Why?
No, but
Because you have to understand, it's almost like any other shortcoming, right? Like if somebody is certain sexuality and they don't want to deal with the consequences of
So they hide it.
So they hide it.
Yeah.
Or anyone that anything, right? And we call them inhibitions, right? Anything that
Inhibitions, yeah.
right. Anything we're ashamed of, we don't want it just
Be out there in the
out
public.
in the public.
Right.
And so I think that, you know, especially a man, I mean, that's a very good subject.
So what is it?
I don't think it's been explored very much.
It hasn't, because
to be
all we
honest.
do, all we
I
see-
know that if I was a man and I was being abused by my woman, right, or my partner, or whatever, you know, by a woman, yeah, I wouldn't want that to be
out there.
out there. And I may even decide that that is just part of, maybe she's, to me, she's so, something I believe I could never have, right? Maybe she looks like a supermodel or you know, or I think, or that's what I think.
Yeah.
Maybe everybody else doesn't
Yeah.
agree.
So.
But I think that, right?
Mr. T.
So I think a man will even be worse because he will probably allow that forever.
Oh my gosh, you guys, just hold on real quickly.
I think that was what was happening with that couple.
Come this way.
Yeah.
So fortunately, I won't say unfortunately, I have two boys. And I tell them, there's no relationship in this world. There's no woman. I'm a woman. There's no woman that is what you feel distressed about. There's just like the same way. There's no man in this world that is worth me losing my sleep over.
Yeah.
A man that you go to bed and you're scared. There's no woman that you go to bed you're scared of.
Right.
Forget being macho, because I think it's a man pride thing. Yeah. You're being abused by your wife. Dude, you don't want to tell the word move. You're not a tree.
I agree with you. I mean, it's not love, right?
Yeah.
We have to agree, right?
Yeah.
Yes, because where there's love, things will not happen that way.
It's unconditional, right?
Yeah, love is supposed to be
Unconditional.
But if you will not say because love is unconditional, you will stay in an abused relationship, whether you're the man or the woman. But the thing is, like she said, no man or woman is worth dying for.
Yeah, but
but at the same time, if you're in a relationship, like I was asking my friend, what would you want me to do? Because the choice is yours.
at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's like quitting doing
Yeah.
a drug,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
like that's what I would imagine.
Yeah.
right?
So the
It's
choice,
like quitting
Yeah.
doing a drug.
so the choice is yours. If you enjoy the pain, you want to stay there, good. Because even though you're trying to get help, or people are trying to give you help,
Right.
and you don't want to accept it, so it's going to be wasted effort.
It's
so
true.
Your choice, and that is where what are you supposed to do come in.
Yes.
Man being abused.
Well, because masculinity, right? They call it hyper masculinity or whatever now, where it's anything that a man does.
Mr. T, so really quickly, you as a man, so you're telling me right now, if your spouse is abusing you,
Yeah.
you're gonna just keep quiet and take it?
Of course.
Oh my God!
I'm not saying that I would do that. No, look.
I'm asking you, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
would you
I
just-
answered too quickly, but look.
Yeah.
All right. I wouldn't do it. It doesn't mean I like it.
Let me put it this way:
it-
are you willing to stay in an abusive relationship because
No,
you're a man?
no,
You want
that's
to...
the thing.
Okay.
So I'm glad you mentioned that
Yes.
because to tell the truth, I think that now it depends, right? It depends because some men they will stay in an abusive relationship. It depends on the consequences which means the level of the abuse, right? Because you have to remember, some abuse is serious, man. Some partners threaten their lovers with death, or serious harm or death, right?
If you leave,
Yeah, serious harm or death.
and
They'll
also-
say, hey, if you leave me,
kill you.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you,
You
and
will
I'll
kill
kill
your
your
family.
family. The person that you think that you left me for, you might as well be the criminal.
So thank God we are in America. If my
I don't
spouse...
think America saves us from that. Don't get me wrong.
Dude, no, if you're gonna threaten me, I should keep quiet.
No, don't get me wrong, right? In America, there are consequences for everything, right? That's the difference between other countries, right? But at the same time, if you follow the news,
situations.
Yes.
The guy, no, look.
A lot of people discount the consequences. They still do what they want to do.
Okay, so the thing is,
like the woman that stabbed the.
So you guys, let me say something. I'll give you the chance to say something. When I said thank God we are in America,
Yeah.
and I mean you are in this world period, whatever you are.
Right.
Thank God we have technology has improved so much. Today we can talk, we can be on the video, we can be on TV, you can call your people back home on video, you know, and they can see you can talk like time on date and stuff. If you are in an abusive relationship and your spouse is threatening you, I will record it. You've done it once, you've done it twice.
No, that's true.
See? I'm gonna record it because it's not like you said it's your word against hers. No, this is on record. It's real audio.
I believe you.
And
I agree with you.
Okay,
but we have to get back to reality now.
Yeah.
Remember, all of us think we know what we're gonna do when we imagine being robbed, right?
Yeah, but when it happens,
we imagine being robbed. We'll say, "Oh, we're gonna kick the guy. We're gonna zap the guy. We're gonna throw our drink in his face and run."
Let's pray.
But when it's happening,
you forget all
that stuff.
Yeah.
It's the same, I think, for these people. They really are victims. They truly are victims.
They are.
You know?
They are.
Because what you're talking about is, in order for it to be, domestic violence, it's not just one incident.
No,
it's continuous, right?
Yeah.
And usually the offender, the person committing it, has become very comfortable and very acclimated to all that comes with it, right? So if they abuse the person and they end up making them bleed, it maybe the first time the offender did that, they themselves were surprised, right? Because even the abusers sometimes don't realize, right? But then they quickly become numb to that, and they let it go, and then that blood becomes no longer a big deal, right?
Okay, I have a question for you. A situation, is it a question or
no
addition to what you said?
Sure.
I've seen a situation whereby, most of these abusers, they are so good. Before they do anything, and they know you are hurting,
they cover
and
their
it's
tracks.
also a way of manipulating you.
Right.
They are so quick to say, "Oh, I'm
I'm sorry."
Right.
And then they go out there and buy gifts.
They apologize.
Yeah,
they
they apologize.
Well, that is a very good point. That's a very good point.
And that makes the woman feel.
That is a very good
he's
point.
remorseful.
It's
remorseful. I don't think she really knows what she's doing.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, after apologizing,
They do worse than that.
They do worse. Yeah.
So.
No, you're absolutely correct. That is very common tactic.
So that's why the abuse, the victims don't really feel they should report. Because every time they do, there's a way they apologize, there's a way they probably appease them.
Yeah.
And until they kill them.
You see, so we have I'm originally from Africa, that you can tell. So there is a verbiage or an adage, like they say, they have these mouths, the ones with the long neck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As
it's eating you and biting your flesh up, is blowing you, so you're feeling good.
Are you serious?
Yes. It's wiggling, or it's blowing it. So you feel like it's like a mixed feeling.
Yeah, mixed
you enjoying the hurt.
And it's also enjoying.
What
It's the mouth. The
really?
little, It's a type of
Yeah,
we
it's
call
native
it
to Africa.
rat. Yeah, they have it here. The beak is long. It has a long mouth.
Snout, yeah.
Snout. There you go. So it's eating on your flesh. It's glowing. So you're feeling pain and pleasure. You're feeling pain
That's
and pleasure.
horrible.
So that is what you just said. Those abusers that knows
That you know what that reminds me of a story a white man once told me about some kind of villagers in the deep cold Arctic. You know, they're wearing all this, and there was a wolf or something like that was threatening them, and so then they made a trap for it finally because it became such a problem, so that when it bit what it thought was meat or a human, a person, it actually had bit some blades.
Ouch.
And the blades made its own blood, and so
this is the human
it
blood.
and so it bled more.
Oh my gosh! Wow!
Imagine
Yeah.
Basically, self-defeating.
Yes.
Self-defeating. That's where all this comes from.
So when you know how you said that one made that statement about the mouse and the thing eating you. And a typical abusive person, a male or a female, they do that a lot. Yeah. So it gives the victim the belief that, oh, he didn't mean to do that, she didn't mean to do that.
Right.
Oh, she's a nice person. She's a wonderful person. Or he's a wonderful person. Yeah. Dude, this person is killing you.
I think it's the same thing they do though when even though this is not a related topic, and I don't want us to get sidetracked, but I think it's the same tactic when people are on
drugs.
No, when they are unfaithful to each other. Yeah. And they catch. Same thing, right? They say, "Oh, I'll never do it again. I'll never."
Because
they start singing a sweet song.
They'll go and buy you roses,
all
buy
kinds
flowers,
of stuff,
and make all kind of promises.
All kinds of promises.
I'll never do it again.
But
they go back. God bless her soul and her memory. My aunt. She used to tell, I'm so sorry, viewers, if you don't agree with me, it's okay, but that is my own personal opinion. And my aunt, she said, we're taking the wedding vows. Most of them is like, for better or worse, you're in the marriage.
Yes.
She's like, for better, for stay, for worse, for go. She's not very educated, but that's what she said. She didn't have girls, she only had boys. So we are girls. She was like, never ever be in a relationship where you are dying and say because you took some vow. I am not propagating divorces or stuff, but me as a woman and a mother of boys,
I agree.
Never ever be in an abusive relationship for any reason.
I agree.
Men and women, never.
It's just like, I was, telling some people today. I said, the best thing you can do is walk away.
Where?
Yeah.
Whatever way that you find to do that.
Communication did not work, counseling did not work.
Walk away.
Walk away.
Walk away.
The thing is
if
that
you can't walk away, then
why can't you walk away?
Well, once again,
you know why you can't walk away.
I'll say once again, not everything is. Remember I said if you're the one being robbed, you don't. So imagine you're in a relationship with you. This is just hypothetical, and we have children, we have family involved. It's a complex relationship, right? Because of these things.
So you can walk away.
Well, it's not always. What if you're thinking about your children? You're thinking about.
So will your children be happy if you lose your life because you're thinking about them?
But you're thinking from the outside. You have to put yourself in the mind of the person that's being abused.
So, like I said, we all have personal opinions and different opinions. Me, you're me speaking for myself. There is no relationship that is worth dying for.
I agree.
You can talk to me about love. Yes, love is sweet.
I agree.
Dude, let me tell you something, right? They said, have you guys seen a goat before? A goat, they call it stupid.
Yeah.
It's a goat. Actually, when people want to say, you goat, it's like trying to press you, it's not easy. When you push a goat to the wall,
it's gonna.
Normally a goat will not attack you.
No.
When you push the
They're
goat
not
to the
violent.
wall, they're not thinking, that's the word. But when you push them to the wall, they bounce back.
Yeah.
That horn that you think is useless, they will mess you up. So my thing is that, personally, one, this is your speaking.
Yeah.
I will not go to jail on nobody's account.
Yeah.
And I will not die
On nobody's account.
I got kids. Yes, I will not stay in an abusive relationship because of what people will say. Because I've come to see that most people, these stories you hear, going on, and especially the women, men, your ego and all that crap. Which I don't women, they be like,
I don't care.
the women is that,
women,
especially
that's
when the woman is.
When they talk about power the women have, that is.
But let me tell you,
one.
no, not really though, because some women are the man makes them so powerless.
Yes.
They mentally mess them up.
No, I get
they
it.
feel like they cannot go nowhere.
Yeah.
They feel like I'm stuck. If I leave, where am I going to go to?
Right.
And unfortunately, in the African countries, there are no things or places that these women can go to for help.
No resources.
Thank you, that's the word. There are no resources they can go to. Let's assume she doesn't have a job. Like the man says, stay. If you have to be a full-time housewife, she 1,000,000% depends on the man. Even to buy her underwear is the man. So if she leaves, how's she going to survive?
Yeah.
Right.
Based off of that, based off they want to stay.
Yeah.
And in those countries where they don't have
Resources
for that, they stay.
They stay.
And they die. Because if they leave, you want them to go stay under the bridge.
Okay.
And some of them, hold on, even the families, they can't go back to it because their mother will be like, stay, you're not the first person, Do you know what I went through with your father? They'll be telling you all that crap. So you want to stay.
I was once
And they'll end up dying.
I was once told that a lady went to report her husband to the police for what he was doing to her.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
You're gonna move closer because you see me as friend.
Yeah, so, and guess what they told, and then...
Don't worry, there's no COVID here.
And guess what, later they went back to the court, and the court told the lady, the judge, was a female, and then she instead of, going by facts, she was telling the woman, my husband is also doing the same thing your husband doing.
What? The judge?
Yeah.
The lady judge?
Yeah. Was telling the woman.
Don't go.
See, there's nothing we can do about it because the society accepts, in a situation whereby it's not just physical, it's emotional. Like the man can starve the woman sexually and go out there and enjoy himself.
Yeah, that's another abuse that we don't talk about.
There's all kinds.
So,
there's all kinds.
This man
Right.
will go for 4 months, and the woman is in the house. The woman cook his food,
And they're married.
clean the house. So it's like you having a slave in the house. And then
Literally.
but the only way you can place her, you're not doing that, and it's not as if you're hiding it from her.
She knows you're messing around.
She knows you're messing
following
around, and sometimes you even bring the women,
What?
to the house.
What?
And when the woman says something, you stab her with...
Dude, excuse me.
Yeah, you don't give her money. You don't give her money for food.
You're gonna bring the woman to my house.
Yes.
The woman you're messing with.
Yes, bring them and you
That's
flip over.
horrible.
And then you accept.
But okay, what's wrong with it? Why
so
she's
this one now is not physical abuse.
No,
But
it's emotional.
This one can kill the woman more.
But like Yami was saying,
Yeah.
I agree with her too.
Yeah, this one
is
can
that
kill the woman.
is that mental can be just as bad as physical.
Yeah, but this
It can even be worse.
yes.
Because see,
This is
physical,
okay.
if I cut you like this,
Yeah, you can
in
take
1
it.
week you
It's
wouldn't even
real.
know, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But mental is for the rest of your life.
Yes. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You know, even though we have physical, no, we only know about, oh, this woman is dead, the husband killed her, oh, hit
we don't know
her,
what happened.
you know, break her head, stab her, did this. But the ones that are there, and because of what they are going through in their relationship,
Yeah.
they are not having mental health situations.
Right.
Messed up, man.
Right. Yeah.
So,
That's messed up.
and people don't
So,
talk
so
about
I
that.
mean, you know, I think the takeaway is that you know, in any of these situations, yeah, you need to know what the red flags
The
are.
red
You
flag.
need to get that first.
So really, Mr. T,
Yeah.
the red, you thank God you made, because
Yeah,
that is
red
what I
flag,
was going to ask.
yeah.
So how do you know the red flags?
I think, you know, at least, you know, some
Because when
of
you,
the most
because when you're
predictable.
eating me and
Yeah.
blowing it, I might not take that as a red flag.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, and another
Well,
thing again is
I
when
think
it's
that
Yeah, let's.
I think that, I mean, maybe some of the obvious ones. I don't know what the more secretive ones might be, or the more
So what are the
discreet
obvious ones? Yeah.
But I think the more obvious ones are that probably, well, I don't know. I think it would be that, you know, the person has a drastic change in their behavior after you live together.
Okay, so right there, let me start. You're gonna come back, okay?
Yeah.
Really quickly. I was talking to a lady today,
Yeah.
and she told me of a relation of hers. Before you're saying after you live together, they were still dating, and she's like, my fiance, when he vex and the only issue now they say he get hot temper. When he vex, he go smack. If you take your head, hit wall. They're not married yet. They're just.
So that's a red flag, right?
So what I'm trying to say is not after you marry that you start seeing these red flags.
No,
you might
no, I
see them
think
before.
A red flag is something way ahead.
Yeah.
It's a type of behavior that you normally would dismiss, but if you already know about to look for it, you know not to dismiss it, right? Okay. So like a quick temper, maybe their emotions are too exaggerated for things that are not so important, you know, but they get very worked up over the most unimportant things. You know, details like why were you dancing with him? I don't understand. I just went to get a drink. I come back, you dancing with the guy, and they make a big deal about that. That's a red flag.
Yes.
Jealousy, you know.
Yeah, even showing jealousy when you're talking to your brother.
Yes.
Who are you on the phone with? And you know some spouses
It's my brother.
they actually take your phone and start going through.
Right.
And say,
that's a red flag.
All the
That's
female
violating your
privacy.
privacy.
Yeah.
That's a red flag.
That you're in a relationship
You know?
does not mean you
Yeah,
don't
bonded.
have
I think a
right
red
to your own
flag.
privacy.
Yeah, I think a red flag is just anything that obviously that you couldn't see yourself living with in the beginning,
Yeah, you just take
and you want to dismiss it. Don't dismiss it. That's the red flag.
Yeah. And what
You
do you
know?
think? What do you think are some of the red flags a woman should look out for?
Okay, or a man should look
Both,
out.
yeah,
Okay.
both of them.
So depending, you know, when we started earlier, we mentioned the different types, and if it's physical, you see marks. But now, some women, like I mentioned, a woman that did not bite you, pinch you, and pull your stuff. So there's no mark.
There's no red flag. There's
So
no evidence.
Also no evidence. So but the ones that are novice will give you marks. I've seen a man that wants to beat his wife. Will not hit her where you see mark. Hit her where you cannot see marks. So and then you will not say, okay, because of that. So the thing is, when a man is talking to you, or a woman is talking to you, and she's showing unnecessary aggression, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
Unnecessary jealousy is a red flag.
I think,
Unnecessarily, asking, a boss, like trying to boss you around, that's a red flag.
Yeah, I think.
And also,
I agree.
Also, if you have a joint account, for instance, or not even joint account, it's your money, you're the one working in, and you're spending money, and the guy or the lady is querying you for spending your money.
Right, your own money.
Your own money that you work for.
Right.
That's a red flag.
Okay. I might not agree with that. That's me.
But
Okay, the thing is that, dude. Okay, let me tell you though.
Okay.
When you say me spending my own money that I work for is a red flag, dude. I do not agree with that.
No, you don't understand what I'm saying.
No,
Okay.
the man.
If you are spending your money and
The
the
partner
man,
or the
your
man.
partner is saying, "Oh, you need
Why?
to know why you spend that much
I
money."
have the right to tell
Okay,
you
that's
that.
what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
Okay. I agree with you.
So,
I thought spending my own money is a red flag.
No.
So yeah, so really, this is a very, very sensitive topic that we can stay all night.
Right.
So
we can have part 2.
there's definitely going to be a part 2. So, but right now though, I would like just to say this: domestic abuse could be either the male or the female or the children. You see, that is one aspect we do not look at. The children. When you bring up kids in an abusive home, in a, what do they call it? They call it, there's a word they have when the family, dysfunctional family. Those children will
but the reason
start having a dysfunctional home. Hold on, because that is all they know.
No, but the reason why they don't bring the children's on is because it's called a different name.
What is the name?
It's called child abuse.
Yeah.
So that's why they don't put them in. When you're talking about children.
No, child abuse is when you abuse the child.
No, see, child abuse is when if the
It's
child
any
is
type of
suffering.
abuse. Yeah.
If the child is suffering in a domestic violent home, so it's still child
abuse. Yeah.
So the reason why most times you don't hear people talk about children involved is because it's under a different name.
Yeah.
Okay, but we need to know, because you bring up a child. The Bible says.
You know what I think though? I think that a big lesson that I think that we created a solution while in this conversation that we don't even realize. I think the most important thing is not even just the people involved, it's the people around them.
Yes. They are most affected by
It's the people. I think that they're the ones who can intervene. And
if you allow them,
there you go.
Well, I think that you don't have to allow them, right?
Sometimes, because
I mean, if I know you're being abused and I know you're being abused,
that is, if you know,
I can choose to
how about if you don't know?
Multiple ways to circumvent the situation from
that is
boiling
if
over.
you know.
I can't get the law involved if you don't want to.
How about if you don't know?
No, that's why we're having this discussion.
So that's
because
the thing.
We've identified behaviors and the things that you can look for.
Yeah. So my question now is, Princess.
Okay.
Yeah.
He just mentioned to identify and know. If you know, so the thing is that if the families, the friends do not know.
Friends, families, neighbors.
Yeah, if they don't know you are in such a relationship.
See, if you
I think that through here that they can know. If you're watching this, you'll know. If you didn't know, you should know.
Now.
Right. And that is that people that are overly secretive about,
Yes.
you know,
Red
simple
flags.
things that they shouldn't be, right?
Red flags, yeah.
Yeah, those are red flags.
Flags too.
You
So
know?
now you're talking to the friends and the families, right?
Right, right. Friends and family of people that are
Being
abusive.
Yeah,
you
overly,
know, whether it's a
splitting
woman, whether it's a man.
Correct.
You know, if they're,
And
I mean,
they-
I think
most
there's
times they
a
isolate themselves.
yes.
You know.
If they're
No,
isolating.
The thing is that you guys, they don't isolate the people. The one that is abusing them, make them isolate themselves. You know what? One thing I've come to realize.
It's two ways.
I know some people. Some of the signs of an abusive person, they try to isolate you from your people, from your friends,
Yes, and
from
also
your,
the victim.
And so
also,
if you're, once again, if you are a friend, and ever since they started dating this person, they moved away, don't think it's just because they're enjoying their love life so much.
so try to find
You
out
should,
what's going
yeah,
on.
after you know what
and
we're
also-
talking
Yeah.
about,
yeah,
maybe
and
happening.
also what
right?
we
You
just
should
mentioned
probably
now
be
is
suspicious.
another thing again
Yeah,
is
yeah, that's a good point.
the abuser can isolate the victim, and also the victim can isolate him or herself because of shame.
Yeah,
Right.
just like you said, the man don't want to say it.
Right.
Shame, he does
Right,
not
the
want
man-
the friends
right,
to
the
know
man-
what's going on.
Right.
And also the woman too can also don't want people to know because
Because you know why? They want to live a fake life.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons. I'm sorry to say this. So some
No, it's true.
yeah, some of the African community. I am African.
Not only.
I'm speaking
No,
African because
I
I'm African.
Yeah, I
Oh,
beg to differ.
okay, I'm not saying it's just
only-
African,
no,
yeah.
Not only African.
That's why I said
everyone.
some. Yeah.
Okay, good.
So I'm speaking from
You.
for me, for my community. Some of us are so fake. We live so much fake lives.
Some.
We some. That's why I said
Some.
some. Some of
So
us are
some-
so fake. We
that's
live
an
so much fake life,
understatement.
Yeah.
and so they be like, I could be dying in my home, but I'll be faking. In the outside,
Okay.
I'll be like, oh, my husband.
My-
The worst is that
Life is perfect.
they'll be like, oh, my husband. Ah, that guy is
The
so
best.
Oh, the husband did this. Probably.
Even celebrities now.
That's probably a red flag too. Then
You never know.
when they're over
Yeah.
when they're over pumping up their life,
Strong.
their lifestyle,
Yeah.
like it's so perfect. There's no flaws in it.
Yeah.
That's a red
Something is
flag.
not right.
That's a red flag.
Yeah.
They either
There's no perfect
committing.
relationship.
Yeah.
If it ain't abuse, then there's something else going
Then there's no
on.
relationship.
There's something going
If it's
on.
all perfect, then
Right.
they're deceiving themselves.
Right.
Maybe it's an open relationship. The man is out there and the woman is out there. That's the only way it
Right.
will be perfect. But
Yeah. There's no relationship
yeah,
that's
but
perfect.
if it's really real, then something is
Something's
going
not
on.
right.
Right.
So you guys, we're gonna have a part 2 of this.
Thank you.
Like the other friends are supposed to be here today, they're not here. However, we're gonna have, like I said, Mr. T's got his story coming out. Watch out. And really, Princess, I really appreciate your
you.
presence today, honoring my invitation. Thank you so much. I love you so much.
love you too.
And Mr. T, thank you
Thank
so
you for
much
having us.
for being here.
Thank you for
So,
having
generally, people, thank you so much for tuning into my channel today. Thank you so much. And just this for you to take home. Never ever hide an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
No human in this world is worth your life. Okay? No person, no spouse, male or female, is worth your life. Because you know what? If you die today, that spouse will move on.
It's true.
We go get married and start enjoying. Probably you have kids. Who are you leaving those kids for? Do you trust the
abuser?
stepmother or the stepfather to take off, or the abuser to take off your child? No. Speak out. You are okay. I am a real estate agent also. And we have something we say in real estate that you are not a tree. Move. Move. Even a tree, you can uproot it and take it somewhere else. You are not a tree. If you are in an abusive relationship, move, run
Tree
for your
move.
dear life.
You can
No
plant the tree
human
there, and the next minute the trees.
is gone. You can move it.
Yeah, tree
So, no husband, no wife is worth your life. No husband, no wife is worth sleepless night. You cannot be going to your home and not be happy.
No, you cannot.
Right.
Okay.
Some
You
people,
cannot sleep
yeah,
last
some
night
people.
because of your husband.
No, no. when they're abusing you,
No, depending on the situation.
No, I understand.
Yeah, if you're, but in an abusive relationship,
Yeah, an
no.
abusive relationship,
You
no.
cannot be going home and be worried.
Yeah.
Your home is supposed to be your sanctuary.
Yeah, peaceful.
It's heaven. But you can't be going home and be feeling, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? So I'm telling you today, no relationship is worth your life. Listen, viewers, you can hide sickness. You can hide being abused by your spouse. You can never hide being dead.
Yeah.
When you die,
whole
it all
world
comes into the open. Who has lost? Who lose? Your parents,
is the dead one.
your children, you especially. You lost. Up and share with your friends and family. And if you've not subscribed to my channel before, please
Subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. And thank you, Princess, and thank you, Mr. T, for today. And watch out for part 2 of this topic. Thank you.